What's going on, Nerd Squad, and welcome back. Last time we talked about super couples, so of course, there's plenty more to break down. I'm Taylor McWatters, you know exactly why you're here. Let's just get to it. Kicking off the list at number 10, CARNAGE and SHREIK. As for relationships go, this one's pretty insane. The romance began back in Maximum Carnage from the mid-90s. So when Carnage made a break for it and ran from the Ravencroft Asylum, he left with a handful of other villains, like Demogoblin, Doppelganger, Carrion, and of course, SHREIK. They look at themselves as a family, with Carnage and SHREIK acting as the parents, if you could say that. Scariest parents ever, also, I'd say. SHREIK would use her psychic powers and make New Yorkers go crazy and turn each other on one another. It was hinted that they had feelings for each other in this storyline, but Carnage left SHREIK to get captured by Spider-Man, and that's where things really amp it up in 2014's Deadpool versus Carnage. So Deadpool has Carnage in his grasps, and then bam! SHREIK comes to save her man. Yeah, she even says, "Nobody lays a finger on my man," which is, you know what, you gotta love the loyalty there. Not even the merc with a mouth can get in close. You gotta respect the loyalty. Don't you dare lay a finger on my man, ever. And before we head over to number 9, if you guys could please toss us a like because it really helps us out on the channel. You guys are the best. Thank you so much. Also, we have a new channel premiering titled Viper Girl, where they'll be streaming everything from open world sandbox games like Minecraft to all of your horror favorites. So make sure you subscribe because that's premiering January 22nd and you don't want to miss it.
Oh my gosh, I almost died. I thought you were a cactus, my friend. I thought you were a cactus. We've got iron, baby. Yes. Okay, my main goal is to blow up and then act like I don't know nobody. Bro, no, I'm gonna fight you with a pork chop. No, come here. This is awesome.
You guys are the best. Thank you so much. Now back to the list. Number 9, Medusa and Black Bolt. The Inhumans were originally enemies of the Fantastic Four, with Medusa being introduced originally as a member of the Frightful Four, which is, that's cute. But perhaps there's more to her than she thinks. Amnesia does quite a bit of damage. Medusa is a member of the Inhumans, and she's also the daughter of Quaylin and Amber. They hid in their city Adeline for centuries. I'm talking a long time. So Medusa and her little sister Crystal were actually cousins to Black Bolt, Maximus, Gorgon, Karnak, and Triton. Yeah, I said cousins. She was lined up to marry Black Bolt, some royal Game of Thrones type storyline in Adeline. So Black Bolt was supposed to take the throne, but due to his destructive voice, he had to be isolated for years. They're like, shh, get out of here, shut up. That is until his 19th birthday when his father, Agon, let him leave isolation. He then reunited with Medusa, cue the feelings, and they fell in love. And while Black Bolt's brother was jealous, he of course wanted the throne and Medusa. So, we love jealous family here. THANOS and HELA. THANOS loves death, but sometimes the love just doesn't work out. So who else to go to after death has rejected you, right? Well, how about the goddess of death? There's a start. Close enough, I'd say. So in Unworthy Thor issue 5, we find HELA, Queen of Niflheim, mistress of the damned and the dead departed, try and retake her kingdom. So she offers Thanos the one thing in the world that he desires more than anything, death. Yeah. And the two share a passionate kiss as well, after of course knocking out Black Swan and killing Proxima at midnight. Yeah, if you want to get the attention of the Mad Titan, the best way to do it apparently is through violence and chaos, which we'll see more of on this list, I'm sure. I'm very sure. Number 7, Destiny and Mystique. Raven Darkholme, using her powers to survive since she was only 12 years old, and Irene Adler, also at a young age of 13. Irene spent 13 months writing these diaries of what she saw, and by the time she was done, completely blind, right? So she could see into the future, and then she would scribble out all these journals. She would write down everything that she saw in said journals. But by the time she was finished, she was completely blind, so she needed the help of Detective Darkholme. They then realized that they're both not so different after all, especially given the idea that they both formed their own brotherhood of mutants. So fans speculated for a while that the two were more than just friends. By the way, they danced, talked, acted together, the whole shebang. They raised Rogue together as well. They were together in our hearts, at least. Destiny is the only member of the Brotherhood that Raven calls friend when she's first introduced in X-Men issue 141. Simply as that, just a friend. But the history of the Marvel Universe issue 2, it's confirmed that they were perhaps closer this entire time. Number 6, VANESSA and Wilson Fisk. VANESSA made her first appearance in The Amazing Spider-Man issue 84, and Kingpin, he's wild. He's like a top tier villain for both Spider-Man and Daredevil. He doesn't play around. So we're looking right now mostly at the relationship that the two shared in the Netflix series Daredevil. So spoilers included if you haven't seen it yet. Vanessa, played by Ayelet Zurer, isn't a supervillain per se, but she's very much on board with Wilson's ways. See, in the first season, she actually motivates him to be, well, more of a bad guy. That's his whole arc, right? She was an art dealer originally, then they got married. Then she found out about his criminal empire, and she stuck with him ever since and went through quite a bit together, including almost being poisoned, which is, I mean, yeah, she almost got poisoned. And she's like, yeah, this guy's great, I'm gonna stick with him. His company's nice. Vanessa keeps him in line emotionally. And if you're upset at Vanessa, you better look out, because Kingpin will literally kill you in return. He's cool like that, you know? Number 5, Black Adam and ISIS. With news of the upcoming Black Adam movie in the works with Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson set to star the Shazam villain, we gotta talk about him and Adriana Tomaz. In 2006, during the 52 storyline, Adriana was given to Black Adam as a gift from Intergang. She was originally meant to serve him, and in return, Intergang can use Kahndaq as a location for their criminal deeds. So Black Adam witnessed slavery a lot firsthand, so he wasn't too fond of this idea. So he ended up freeing her and killing her captors. After her necklace was returned, she was granted the powers of the Egyptian god, Isis. Then of course they got married, their bond is strong, and when Adriana's brother Amon was captured by Intergang, Black Adam gave him some of his own powers in order to become Osiris. So that's huge, that's his family. Adriana is similar to Vanessa in a way. She too keeps their lid on their man's temper. Number 4, Titania and the Absorbing Man. Carl Creel, aka the Absorbing Man, made his introduction into comics with Journey into Mystery issue 114. And he's quite interesting. And by that I mean he's had a rocky start. See, he got arrested for aggravated assault and extortion, and while serving his time, Loki was searching for a likely agent on the planet of mortals, that planet being Earth, and that mortal being Carl Creel. So Mary McFerrin was introduced in Secret Wars issue 3 as the villain Titania. So they both met, and then once Secret Wars ended, they returned to Earth, part of the Masters of Evil. Then time passed and the two got married. Nice. They became less and less violent after that point. See, they just wanted to hang out with one another and keep each other company. They wanted to just lay low and not be the most violent people ever. See, that's all you need in life. I mean, one day you're breaking out of prison, then the next day you just want to make banana pancakes and watch House. That's what love does. Number 3, Namor and Emma Frost. This relationship began in the Fear Itself storyline and carried out through Dark Reign. So Emma was asked to join Norman Osborn's super club, okay? He wanted a psychic on the team because apparently it kept everybody honest, which not a bad idea. And speaking of honesty, Emma at this point thinks that Scott is keeping something from her, X-Force. She feels like Scott is pushing her away and they're not partners and leaders and she's simply just his girlfriend, right? So Emma joins the meeting with Norman, and it's there that she reveals that she and Prince Namor share a romantic history. When Sebastian Shaw sent Emma to convince Namor to join the Hellfire Club, instead Namor takes her to his kingdom and they began a relationship. I mean, come on, dude, there's plenty of other fish in the sea. Literally, you should know this of all people. Number 2, General Zod and Ursa. General Zod, of course, is Superman's greatest foe, ever since Krypton's final days when he survived the destruction of the planet in the Phantom Zone. Jor-El transported Zod, Ursa, and Non there, so when the planet blew up, they were safe. Only Kal-El was left other than those 3. Now, during this time in the Phantom Zone, Zod and Ursa discovered part of an old Kryptonian prison floating around. So inside the prison, time passed normally, so Zod and Ursa decided to mate, have a kid, and then raise the kid in this prison. Because in the prison, he could age normally, right? So Lord Zod was a physical tether between the material world and theirs. They created the ultimate key. So Lord Zod was launched to Earth from the Phantom Zone, and when he arrived, his ship activated a beacon that freed the other Kryptonians. Yikes. And finally, number 1, Venom and Eddie Brock. You ever see a couple together and then all of a sudden they start to become like one unit? Like they're a team, they have like this mixed sense of humor, they're like one person. It's the best. It's the best thing when two people fall in love. But when it comes to the Clintar race and Eddie Brock, well, let's just say they got closer than ever. Making its debut in Amazing Spider-Man issue 299, Venom is a symbiote from the Clintar race. After making its way to Earth, it wound up in the hands of Spider-Man. Now, this didn't last too long because the symbiote found its ideal host, that being Edward Brock. Now, because it had originally bonded with Spider-Man, he basically became another version of a Spider-Man. Just evil. So Eddie at this point wasn't a fan of Peter Parker at all. So when the two of them merged, it was perfect. He gained knowledge of the symbiote's past, that being Spider-Man is Peter Parker, and Venom, well, he was all for it. That jealousy and rage made him the perfect anti-hero, and I'm super excited to see the second Venom movie with Carnage. Woody Harrelson will make a great villain. And I'm sure Venom and Eddie are going to be the best time ever taking him down, so I can't wait. Well guys, there you have it. Which of these wild supervillain couples would you never want to have dinner with? Or top that, which one would you have dinner with if you had to pick one of these? Let us know your comments down below because I love reading them. Gives me a laugh always. In the meantime, I'm Taylor McWatters. You're you. Thank you so much for watching. Stay safe, stay home, and keep reading those comics. And we'll catch you next time. Peace. Okay, coming at you live from New York City in my closet. Here we go. I literally can just be like, oh, this shirt, come on, let's do it. Okay. And the shoe. And the shoe? There's a shoe involved. Just gonna make sure this is still filming so I don't feel like an idiot. Alright, Destiny and Mystique. Got my copy. Here we go. Let's do it. Because